I think the situation with this company has gotten so much worse over the past week. The fact is that this is a company who covered up so that protected an author who sexually assaulted a minor for 6 years straight. They even gave this man a fake pen name so nobody would know the actual severity of his crime. The fact that they were so willing to protect this guy. The same guy, by the way, who smeared species on that 15-year-old. The same guy who did so much evil shit to this girl. And the fact that they're only now apologizing because they got caught, they're only now recognizing that it was a mistake. Like that doesn't really mean anything to a lot of people. Like an apology, it does so little because you already got caught. Like it's too late now. You cannot put the genie back in the bottle. Like you have to face the situation head on. And honestly, you should have just been transparent from the start. Like truly, like you wouldn't have been in this much trouble had you been transparent from the start. Like sure, there still would be backlash, of course, because nobody's not going to support a person like this. But at the very least, if you were more honest, more upfront, you would not be in this much trouble. You would not have this many people be pissed at you. And the fact that this forced him to investigate and to see if there are other authors who have been protected, covered up, and the fact that we have already seen that with this guy right here, the creator of Act Age, the fact that this guy has been covered up as well, and it hasn't even been a full week, so it makes me wonder how many other people have been protected and that we don't know. And because this guy, the Act Age guy, he got arrested for molesting two middle school girls in 2020. And the fact that only 4 years later, the company DM'd him, wanted to count him despite knowing all of that. And it is crazy to me. You still were willing to DM him. You were still willing to protect him. You were still willing to not be transparent with the audience. Like I do appreciate, at the very least, they told the artist here about his crime, about his severity of his past mistake. Compared to this situation, the artist didn't even know. The artist didn't even know that this guy smeared dog species, not smeared species. She didn't even know. So I imagine had the artist been fully aware, she probably wouldn't have worked with that guy because that is a nightmarish thing to hear that the person that you're working with has assaulted a 15-year-old for 6 years and smeared species. Like I would be very shocked if she were willing to work with a person like that, even knowing in that scenario. Like I don't think she would have known. And the fact that it got canceled again, it's just a level of betrayal where if you're a fan and you have a favorite author and you it gets revealed that they have a lot of skeletons in their closet. They have a lot of crime in their past. Well, that creates a problem because if you're just now knowing it and they've been hiding it for so long, it creates a problem where all their time invested in that manga, for a lot of people it feels worthless now because they can't support a person like that if their crimes are that bad and they were willing to hide it. It doesn't really show, again, it doesn't really show true remorse. Like it's just very sad to me that this company is so corrupt to the point where they kept it hidden from the public until they were about to get exposed. And I imagine had they wanted to say it straight up before they got exposed, because had they been exposed beforehand, that would have been so much worse. It already is pretty bad, but it would have been so much worse had they been exposed, considering that they try to tout transparency, but this is not true transparency. You're just being forced to say the truth. That's not actual accountability. That's not an actual, you know, realizing your mistake, realizing the severity of what you have done, the consequences of your actions. That's not actual transparency. That's not actual remorse. Like they do say that the creator of Act H here that he feels like actual remorse, that he feels like that he went to rehabilitation, and whether or not he has actual remorse, that's not for me to say. But at the very least, if you truly feel that he has remorse and you hire him, I think you should absolutely tell the public who the real guy is, because whether or not the company do believe him with his remorse, not every single person are going to believe that he has remorse. And even if he does have remorse, some people are still not willing to forgive him, are willing to forgive him for what he done. And a lot of people, you just gotta give a lot of people their own individual choices to decide if they want to invest time in this manga, despite knowing what that individual author has done in the past. Because I mean, I think, like, again, transparency is the key, and I feel like they genuinely do have to do that to gain some type of goodwill, some type of trust back. And I think it's going to be a long time before they gain goodwill and trust back, considering that a lot of people currently straight up just deleted the app, the Manga One app, or a lot of authors are trying to pull out because a lot of people have lost a huge amount of faith in the company. Which again, that makes me super happy because this has been a long time coming, where these people don't necessarily get held accountable, and to see that now happening, I think it's very refreshing. And what I mean by that is, for example, the composer of Death Note here. The composer of Death Note, a lot of people love Death Note. Music is fire, by the way. I actually recommend it. But this guy had a possession of weed, like a small bit of weed. He spent 10 years, 10 years for a bit of weed. Even though, like, for example, Rolling Retention, he had hundreds of child illegal material, and he only got fined $1,500. Where this guy spent 10 years. Meanwhile, the guy for Act Age here, he didn't even go to prison at all. Like, I feel like that's not actual true justice to the victim here. Like, I feel like that's not actually being held accountable. Like you say you have remorse for your crime, but I don't think that's not really fair, because you haven't actually been held accountable. Like, the community is is doing more damage to your reputation than the actual law, because the fact that the law really didn't do anything. The law actually gave him a slap on the wrist. He have had more damage done by the community, by the consistent backlash of today, and when this originally happened in 2020, I believe. Yeah, 2020. So, like, the public has done more damage to his reputation, and it very, very sucks to see that it continues to happen, where some of these people just don't get the punishment that they deserve. Like, I do think that it's going to be very interesting if more people are going to be ousted, if more people are going to be, like, ousted with their amount of crime, and going to be revealed that it's going to be I imagine it's going to be a lot more than Masuki here and Yamamoto. I imagine it's going to be a lot more than these two people, considering that it hasn't even been a full week, and we're already on strike two. Like, strike three, you're out. Like, the fact that it is crazy to me on how this company have lost so much goodwill in just a mere week. They're really so, though, by the way. But I am so curious what the future holds for this company, and I'm so curious on how deep this rabbit hole goes. But with that being said, let me know your thoughts on this whole situation. I think this situation is absolutely crazy that it even got this far, that they were willing to let it go this far without actually informing people. That is just egregious. Like, truly, that's egregious. But regardless, let me know your thoughts on the whole situation here with Masuki and, of course, Yamato. I want to know your thoughts, truly. With that being said, I'll see you guys on that one.